Once again, I find myself at Rebel Capitalists, this time joined by Russell Gray, a founding member of the collective Inner Circle. By the way, have you been making movies and all for Russ's new website? It is true. It is true. In light of all that has transpired recently, I have come to the conclusion that a massive trend of decentralization is underway, as you are aware, Mike. Bitcoin, the dethroning of the dollar, and the subsequent surge in gold prices are all signs that this is the case, in my opinion. When you consider the growth of populist figures like Nigel Farage in the UK or Donald Trump in the US, you can see how they have pushed back against the movement. I see that as stemming, in part, from the universal need for individual liberty. Also, monopolies are seeing resistance from us. You're aware that monopoly media, often known as legacy media, has collapsed? There are more people watching CNN while you guys are on. It's completely absurd, isn't it? However, I believe that the next version of it is Main Street capitalism. This is a time when there is a strong drive to get people to stop wasting time and energy wasting financialized paper and start constructing things, hiring people and making things. A new age of expansion will begin after that, in my opinion. We must develop out of this debt, as you said in your presentation. I couldn't agree with you more. We will not pay off this loan. Aside from when one grows. There can be no GDP of 2% or 3%. We require a GDP of 5, 6, 7 or 8%. Then how exactly are we going to pull that off? There is a wonderful potential for entrepreneurship that we must seize. I also believe that the moment has come to do it. My main goal is to get more individuals involved with Main Street capitalism. Since you're not from Wall Street but Main Street, I was wondering what your website and this new venture are called. Name it, please. Yeah. Therefore, mainstreetcapitalist.com it is. My website, russellgray.com, is always open, and there are other avenues for people to connect with me, such as the podcast and mentorship communities. Additionally, there is the Raising Capitalists project, which aims to educate parents on how to cultivate Main Street capitalists in their children. I don't know whether you heard, but Australia recently implemented a 30% unrealized capital gains tax, which might have serious consequences if we fail to catch the next generation. Yes, even with superannuation, the Australian version of an IRA. Just think about it. The government decides that your gold or stocks in your IRA have increased by this amount, and you still haven't sold them. You haven't sold a single ounce of gold, yet its value has increased by 50% or more. Therefore, they will tax you on the theoretical gain, even though you haven't actually realized any benefit just yet. Financial ruin awaits, is born from those who lack a background in economics. Those who are electing you lack formal training in economics. Also, they have excellent intentions and would like to make a positive impact, but they are confused about how to get there. Jesus practically begs the Father to pardon his children because they are innocent. I don't mean to imply that they are evil people, but it's like the folks Kiyosaki said during his speech, trying to establish policy without any knowledge of economics. Policies that govern human society will inevitably have economic ramifications, since economic activity is the bedrock upon which all human society rests. People without an economic education are more likely to make poor economic policy judgments, and this is true whether they are in the executive branch, the legislative, or the voting box. Yeah, but I can always hide in the corner, some people say. In a way, entrepreneurs are like the do-it-yourself type of people. Do whatever you want, alter your rules, is their attitude. All I'm going to do is outplan you. Whoa, I'm a genius. I'll make a beeline for a nook. However, we will confront you when you corner individuals like us. Fights are going to break out between us. In my opinion, we have arrived at a tipping moment in the world where individuals are no longer prepared to accept anything less than what is required of them. And I think there are a lot of ways this can show up. It should not be revolutionary, please. A revolution, if you will, is taking place here. For it to be a renaissance, that is my desire. In my ideal world, it would represent a return to the laissez-faire economic model of earlier decades. A better, more peaceful, and more affluent society and globe would result, in my opinion, If every day people woke up and owned their own businesses, worked hard, saw the results of their labor, and were free to acquire and develop wealth and have what they wanted. Therefore, we must intervene. You have spent all of your life teaching. You've evolved. Many human lives, including yours, Kiyosaki's, and others. I'm overjoyed to feel like I belong to that group. Like what you've accomplished with Freedom Forums. I feel like I want to zero in on the biggest issue at the moment in my career. To you, it seemed like this would be your life's work. We must not all be working toward the same goal. You have yours, and I have mine. Correct? However, in my opinion, everyone should be using one. Your goal statement exemplifies what I mean when I talk about Main Street capitalism with a purpose. The goal is up to you. You spin it into a profitable enterprise, and you can change the world while amassing a fortune. Holy cow. Really enjoyed that. I appreciate you taking the time to watch, and I'll see you again soon.